Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Gerald Levert, singer, songwriter and producer, born Philadelphia 13 July 1966, 4 children, died Cleveland, Ohio 10 November 2006. The 60s and 70s are acknowledged as the golden age of the soul vocal group, but Levert took this tradition into the late 80s, scoring a top 10 hit on both sides of the Atlantic with Casanova in 1987 and topping the R&B charts in the United States on 4 separate occasions. Gerald Levert had soul music in his blood since his father Eddie was lead vocalist with the OJs, the Ohio group who found fame on Philadelphia International with Backstabbers and Love Train in the 70s. The singer formed Levert in 1984 with his younger brother Sean and school friend Mark Gordon and co-wrote and co-produced Pop 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 Goes My Mind, Addicted to You, Just Cooling and many more of the trio's R&B hits from their 7 albums. Equally adept at singing dance tracks like Private Line or ballads such as Made to Love Ya, he went on to a successful solo career and topped the US R&B charts in 2000 with Mr. Too Damn Good. He also worked with Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, Teddy Pendergrass and Barry White, as well as recording Father and Son, a superlative album of duets with his father in 1995. 2 years later, Gerald Levert joined forces with Keith Sweat and Johnny Gill for the Levert Sweat Gill album, which featured guest appearances by Busta Rhymes, Faith Evans, Lil Kim and LL Cool J and sold 2 million copies. In 2002, he took part in Standing in the Shadows of Motown, the Paul Justman documentary about the Funk Brothers, the musician who had played on most of the 60s hits from the Detroit label and delivered a good version of the 4 tops, Reach Out, I Will Be There. Nicknamed G-Gear by legions of female fans who adore his slightly gruff baritone, Gerald Levert would throw teddy bears drenched in sweat to the audience when he was not playfully spanking himself for being a bad boy. He had recently been filming a US reality television show in which he and a dozen admirers attempted to lose weight. He had also just returned from a 10-day trip to South Africa with his father. Born in 1966 in Philadelphia, he grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, listening not only to his father's group the OJs but also to the Temptations, Marvin Gaye and Gladys Knight and the Pips, and not just on record or on the radio. Eddie Levert often took Gerald on tour with him during the summer months, and the youngster observed his father and other performers at close quarters. I learned from that experience. It taught me about performing, about timing, about just being able to capture a crowd's attention. I wanted to be a professional and I wanted to be around for a while. Gerald was given a grand piano by his father for his 9th birthday and began writing songs at the age of 10. I learned about song structure and about writing with substance. I think that's what made me become a good writer. In the early 80s, Gerald roped in his brother Sean and their friend Mark Gordon to record demos in the basement of their Levert house, but no record company expressed an interest until 1985 when Temper, a small label run by Harry Combs, who had worked with the OJs at Philadelphia International, teamed them up with producer Dexter Wansel to record the single I Am Still and an album entitled I Get Hot. With people wondering if Eddie Levert was masquerading as his sons, the recording made enough of an impact on the R&B charts for Atlantic Records to offer the trio a deal. In September 1986, Pop 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 Goes My Mind, the opening track from Bloodline, their Atlantic debut, topped the R&B charts and they became regular fixtures on urban and hot R&B radio with tracks like Let's Go Out Tonight and Fascination. However, when Levert presented Atlantic with a follow-up album in 1987, the trio were told to go and record several more tracks with the producer Reggie Calloway of Midnight Star, who had also worked with the Whispers. When he suggested they try out Casanova, Gerald was the only member of the trio keen on the idea. I thought it was a smash from the beginning, but nobody was with me, remembered the singer, who struggled to give the performance Calloway was looking for. It was rough, the longest time it's ever taken me to do a song, and that frustrated me a lot, but we worked it out. Indeed, but it's heartfelt lyric. I ain't much on Casanova. Me and Romeo ain't never been friends. Can't you see how much I really love you? Over a jerky, jittery rhythm, Casanova became the lead-off track on the Big Throwdown album. It crossed over from the R&B to the pop listenings, reaching number 5 in the US and no 9 in the UK in September 1987. Reaching number 5 in the US and number 9 in the UK in September 1987. The next year, Levert contributed Addicted Addicted to You, co-written with Levert Sr., to Coming to America, the John Landis comedy starring Eddie Murphy, and issued the Just Cooling album, which featured the rapper Heavy D guesting on the title track. Though interest in Levert cooled considerably and the group broke up in 1997, with an eye on a long-term career, Gerald Levert had been producing and writing for other soul artists for his and previous generations. He collaborated with Anita Baker, Jennifer Holliday, Mickey Howard, James Ingram, and Stephanie Mills, and earned a Grammy nomination for his production work on Barry White Practice, What You Preach, a top 20 hit on both sides of the Atlantic in 1995. Between 1991 and 2004, Levert released 8 solo albums, scoring crossover hits with Baby Hold On To Me, a ballad he recorded with his father in 1992, and I Would Give Anything, with Celine Dion and Whitney Houston's producer David Foster in 1994. On Do I Speak for the World, his last studio album, he even attempted to emulate the socially conscious tone of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. A fiery performer who loved dueling with other artists, Gerald Levert considered the highlight of his career had been working with all the people I admired in the past that influenced me: the OJs, Barry White, Teddy Pendergrass, Gladys Knight, Aretha Franklin, all these people that I love. That is probably the best reward in the world that you can give back to people who have given you so much in your career. That is the greatest thing you could ever ask for. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.